Hello there, buddies, and I'm happy to see you again. And today I'd like to talk more about Ukrainian insights and inner constructions rather than talking more about worldwide news, as always. As some of you may already noticed, Ukrainian authorities have been rearranging the personnel of the highest echelons of government. Not just that they don't like those people or they are working not so good enough for them. In fact, they are working so damn good as Russians get the whole interior agenda, plans, positions of Ukrainians army, people and power. They are just destroying Ukraine inside of the country, while those of them destroyed outside on the borders and the hypothetical barriers such as Bakhmut, Seversk, Pokrovsk, Berestove, and so on. They are just ruining whole mechanisms which started coming into motion a few months ago. It is really one of the most major problems we have nowadays now. Agency and sabotage disrupt plans to hold and protect many frontline cities, including cities which are planned to be attacked in some of the time later. We need to get it straight. Now is the time to believe only in God, if you believe in Him, of course, and special forces of Ukraine. There is no chance this will give up a country to horrendous species of misunderstandable reasons they are still alive. So that's it. President Volodymyr Zelensky had the recording of a statement in which he explained the real reasons he has done that right thing, and I hope we'll do the complete cleanup of this mud inside the Ukraine we are watching happening from the fall of USSR. What I am saying is that having been a socialistic and communistic country where the whole power was held by enormously high and awful dictator Stalin, we faced the era of espionage when all, in every country of the former USSR, highly important documents and cases were still connected to Moscow or burning themselves, including Ukraine. I would like also to listen to some words President of Ukraine said about and then move on to another thing which is connected to this as well.
Шановні українці, сьогодні мені доповіли результати чергової операції проти злочинців, які працювали на ворога. Працівниками Державного бюро розслідувань спільно зі Службою безпеки України був затриманий колишній керівник Головного управління СБУ в Автономній Республіці Крим. Ця особа була звільнена мною з посади ще на початку повномасштабного вторгнення. І як бачимо, те рішення було абсолютно виправданим. Зібрано достатньо доказів для повідомлення цієї особи про підозру в державній зраді. Всі його злочинні дії задокументовані. Усьому, що він робив протягом цих місяців і також раніше, буде надана належна юридична оцінка. Так само відповідатимуть і усі, хто разом з ним входив до складу злочинного угруповання, що працювало в інтересах Російської Федерації. Йдеться про передачу ворогу таємної інформації та інші факти співпраці з російськими спецслужбами. Сьогодні я ухвалив рішення про відсторонення від посад Генерального прокурора та про усунення Голови Служби безпеки України. Хочу, щоб мене сьогодні почули і усі, від кого залежить надзвичайно чутливе питання призначення нового керівника спеціалізованої антикорупційної прокуратури. Моя позиція як президента України – конкурс, який відбувся, має призвести до цілком логічного рішення про призначення нового керівника. Відповідна людина обрана, і від конкурсної комісії залежить фіналізація цього рішення. Чому це питання чутливе? Відповідь очевидна. Без повноцінного керівника такої інституції неможливо і її повноцінне функціонування. До речі, те саме стосується і Національного антикорупційного бюро України. Строк повноважень попереднього керівника завершився і має відбутись конкурсна процедура для відбору нового очільника НАБУ. Доручив прем'єр-міністру України активізувати процес запуску відповідного конкурсу.
That is exactly the thing which European Commission was talking about. And the fact that by some time when Russians once Spartan missiles could strike in the army structures and warehouses, so that the information they gain from the resources they have there is a little seasoned, with Ukrainian people, with intruders who work for RF. Now is the time of considering the counterattack. Now is the time to think about forces, weapons, and just to move on and reoccupy the territories at least issued by 24th of February. Finally, now the time of a final stage of a Russian-Ukrainian war, according to the U.S. Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin.
You know, this is a critical phase of the conflict. And so our collective support for Ukraine is vital and urgent. Russia thinks that it can outlast Ukraine and outlast us. But that's just the latest in Russia's string of miscalculations. We stand united in our support. We stand firm in our commitment, and we will rise to this occasion.
However, I would like also to talk with you about the situation which caused so much yell in social medias in Ukraine. That is due to the citizenship revocation procedures of Mr. Rabinovich, Mr. Kolomoyskiy, and Mr. Korban. In fact, there were 10 of them, but those are major figures. First two are completely show-offs who do not help Ukraine at all. After striking heads deep down in sand, they were just doing everything possible for saving their own fat faces. Mr. Kolomoyskiy, who is known as most vicious, aggressive, and the number one troublemaker in the history of city Dnipro and news, is settled somewhere in Switzerland with his passport, not only the one, as he has 3 of them, a Swiss passport, Cyprus and Ukrainian, which the last one is finally going to be able to forget about the third one, however, there is also a thought among people which I not really support, but it is worth mentioning that precisely this situation was good move by a power of Ukraine, not specifically maybe by the Zelensky, but by office of president, maybe, as to be able to free Kolomoyskiy is obviously the most and the key figure right there from deportation that is stayed in the process according to resources from all over the US. United States of America had really put an eye on Igor, and they definitely not gonna get over them. Of course, those thoughts are quite inadmissible and quite conspirational, but they still deserve the place to exist. As in immigration service of Ukraine, from now on, it is disabled. I will even say something new to you about the second representative of Ukraine, Rabinovich, who occupied his own TV channels with Russian propaganda and was leading pro-Russian political party, which, thank God, was cut loose at the start of the war. But what do we have to consider about the third man, Mr. Korban? Who is he, you may ask? Well, according to Wikipedia, he is politician, businessman, head of Dnipro governmental state administration under Igor Kolomoyskiy, and the head of right-centric and national party UKROP. Of course, his bonds with Kolomoyskiy and the fact that he was a raider himself already seen as something. It is not a drop in the ocean. The fact that even together with oligarch Kolomoyskiy, Hennady built strong defense of the border in Dnipro Oblast, in 2014, by updating the army, calling reserves and equipping heavy artillery with readiness to deploy the defense system with the shortest period of time as in Switzerland. His white collar was getting dirty and dirty after him leaving his office as head of state administration in a town. He was dragged to similar criminal cases caused by abuse of authority. In October 2015, he was detained in his flat of the charges under four articles of criminal law of Ukraine. 255 creation of criminal organization, 191 embezzlement of property, 349 detention of a representative of government as a hostage, and 289 car theft. During the investigation special operation, which was attended by representatives of the Prosecutor General's Office, the Security Service of Ukraine, law enforcement officers seized more than $1.3 million and 40 million hryvnias in offices and private premises in the framework of a large-scale operation to eliminate the activities of the organized criminal group. During searches and researches at the head office of the party Ukrainian Association of Patriots as UKROP in Dnipro, the company found and seized money in the amount of more than $1 million and 5 AK-47 rifles and equipment for listening in various standards of cellular communication, as well as many seals of business entities and the seal of the Municipal Property Department of Dnipro City Council. However, for me and for my counterparts, Korban is just a little kid of a clown himself, standing at the center of circus, hiding with his body his big guy fellow Kolomoyskiy. By and large, from the start of the war, head of the territorial defense of Dnipropetrovsk region, Gennady Korban could be brave wolf who defended his country and helped his people, tried to unite country and build a brand new city of Dnipro. But guys, for me, he is just a wolf in sheep's clothing, who during all of his life was raider, and we know it, and robber, and we know it, who did nothing but stole from people, trick businessmen and citizens around. Those people, as these magnificent three musketeers, should be departed from the country and sit tight with their lovely money they always adore, which they spend on bribing, buying AK-47s, listening tapes and listening devices for raiding innocent people. There will be a hell of a lot of people who could find power and fulfill all needs of the town Dnipro, of all citizens, and invest money in forces, build up strong defenses around states. But if those people are outlaws and thugs, they be better off this stuff. So all these tears dropped by Saint God of Boris Filatov, mayor of Dnipro, and his people, and praise collected by other friends of Boris will just not help anyone to change their decision to break the charges by now, but also will make them fools. And they specifically look now due to the fact of crying for a radiant clown to beg his passport and get him to Dnipro for a territorial State Department. Those people would rather consider on a task to stop the orcs and animals who are willing to intrude a full left-sided part of Ukraine and cut that off. If the plan of cutting off the whole Ukraine won't work, There may be thousands of people who are helping or would like to help Ukraine in all needs, with all resources, with all possibilities. I'm telling that Gennady Korban isn't holy, and as well as other robots of his like. Don't you really think that it's hard to pretend that you are the key figure in a state of your country, and in the same way and meantime you make everyone fool by doing anything that is self-solving? I don't think so. It is much easier than you may thought. But the major problem right here is coming to the point that most people do not understand the problems which are occurring inside of Ukraine. Photos that millions of people repost each day about damages which cause in citizens' physical life and work that they dedicate all their lives to build shopping malls, brand new housing, car repair centers, factories, parks, and so on. Of course, most people whom I talked with say that they sympathize from all above their heart for all detriment Russians do know. However, they simply do not see the situation how I and bunch of others see, as well as every oligarch, without any exclusions. Having money outside and having two more international passports, they can be whoever they appear. But that is not enough. If you really want to help warring country of your bone, where you have born, where is your mom born, you'd better shut the mouth up, okay, and not cry about money or position you have right now. You just take all resources and invest them in either development of Ukraine, either in special army forces, and that's it, guys, that's it. But if you are trying to save your ass, but you haven't a foot in both camps, like many guys with cash out there, you better stop talking rubbish. That you defend this country from your first days and beat yourself in the chest. You cannot arrest or take citizens from me because of that. If you want to know more about analytics and news in Ukraine, let me know in comments or my social. And if you really like English-speaking videos as about Kremenchuk, according to statistics, I will try to figure something out, how to make more of them here. Thanks, and see you soon.